Good morning, mi gente. Happy Halloween. It's 9 a.m. I know, gay people and an LGBTQ plus Kiki at 9 in the freaking morning. Well, that's why I'm still in bed, even though I'm in my Halloween costume. Me? I'm FayWhat. And welcome back to the FayWhat show, the only show where we spill the queer tea from my bed. This program was created by Hotspots Happening Out. The FayWhat show is America's first LGBTQ plus morning show, and I'm broadcasting live and also available on demand. In 2025, our Hotspots magazine celebrates 40 years of documenting the LGBTQ plus experience. It's the largest publication of its kind in Florida and one of the oldest in America. Happening Out Television Network's Queer News Tonight is celebrating over 11,000 television stories and more than 11 million streaming views so far in 2025. It's the most watched LGBTQ news and information show in the world. Hotspots Happening Out will be producing some of the most incredible LGBTQ plus events, including Pride Fort Lauderdale, Wilton Manor, Stonewall Pride, and Pride Fest. We represent the same model of PBS and NPR. We are a nonprofit 501c3 organization whose mission is to educate and serve the LGBTQ plus community. It's Tuesday, October 28th, 2025. I want to take a moment and say happy anniversary to my beautiful wife. 8 years today. Wow. So, folks, we have lots of fun things to talk about, so come on, let's go.
Rainbows, gay boys, hashtag that girl, sunbeams, drag queens, L-word, is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, hashtag that girl, pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton, is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too. If you find a girl to love, only one girl to love, then she'll be that girl too. That girl.
Good morning, sunshine, and happy Halloween. I'm your sexy nurse. Yeah. Well, you're waking up in bed with me, FayWhat, where we keep it real, a little cosmic, and always fabulous. So this morning, we're going deep, and I mean deep, with one of the most influential creatives to ever step out of the club and into the universe. My guest today is a visionary, a philosopher, an artist, and yes, a true Club Kid icon. From shaping New York nightlife in the legendary Club Kid era, to pioneering Miami Wynwood art scene, to now creating what might just be the sexiest, most soul-stirring dining experience in freaking Fort Lauderdale. Timber, all right? If you haven't gone, you're missing out, baby, all right? He's lived 1,000 creative lives, and every single one of them glitters. Please welcome the one, the only Michael Tronn.
That's quite an introduction. Thank you very, very much.
Oh, yeah. That was not easy to write, let me tell you.
I bet it wasn't.
Because it's you, Michael. Like, you encompass so much. And like what I said, like, you've lived 1,000 lives. I mean, and
lives.
you know, we're both huge pet lovers, and I do believe that we're very cat-like in that kind of, you know, like cats have 9 lives, and like we remember certain moments that we probably put ourselves in situations we shouldn't have been, or just, you know, moments that were just so much fun that we wish they never ended, you know?
It's still going on. The moment is still going on. It hasn't ended. It's just one long, giant moment, but it's great. Yeah, starting in my teens in New York, or really starting as a child. But
when you came out of the vagina,
I did. And it was a full Technicolor life right from the beginning. So yeah, it was good. I mean, I grew up in New York, and things started right away.
Yeah, well, I can see that. So let's go there, right, where it all begins in New York in the 90s, the Club Kid era. I mean, the looks, the chaos, the art, the excess, all of it shaped nightlife as we know it today, I think. Okay, what do you remember, or something that you remember vividly from that time? Maybe the magic, maybe the madness.
Well, I think for me, growing up in Manhattan, I think was huge. And I don't know too many people who did that. So the whole culture of nightlife, art, fashion was pervasive and on top of all of New York City. So that was what I call like the Warhol era. So he was the unofficial mayor, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, 60s, 70s, and 80s for sure. And it was just everywhere. So like even as a child, I would go roller skating in Central Park. Not alone, but like there was like a proper rink in Central Park at the time called Good Skates. When the whole disco thing really exploded, I remember when Saturday Night Fever came out and how pervasive that was. Certainly Studio 54
Yes.
opened, and you couldn't, even as a child, you could not avoid knowing about what it was. So I was like always saying, oh, I can't wait to turn 18 so I can go there. And meanwhile, I didn't have to wait that long, nor did it stay open that long. But it was there. You know, I knew about it. I'm sure everybody else knew about it. Even like 2001 in Brooklyn, you know, was a thing. So just the whole vibe of like this world that was post-war, early disco, free love, and just hippies, and mixing all of that together was just like an incredible time.
Moment.
Yeah, it was an
right?
incredible
Moment that probably felt like it would never end, you know?
You never think a moment's gonna end.
You don't,
No.
because that's why it's a moment,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean, do you ever look at today's club scene or even drag culture, right, and see the echoes of that time?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the same thing has been echoing not only since that time, but if you look at like even the Renaissance, the aesthetics, the layering, the makeup, the sort of the fanfare of all of it. That's been going on for hundreds of years, just in different ways. But yes, for sure, the whole Club Kid thing, which was an accident, actually. Like,
What do you mean it was an accident?
Well, so the way that I got into it was I was going to music and art high school, and I was taking a fashion elective, but I was already going to a lot of clubs. By that time, I was 16 years old. And when I was about 14, I started going out on a weekly basis to a club called Area. So I said to my fashion teacher, you know, can I do a show and I'll videotape it and that will be my thesis project? And she said, yes. So I did, and it went very well, and was very well attended by like cool people that I had known from the clubs, not high school people. And I did several more shows. I did one at the Saint. Okay, the first one was at Stringfellows. The second one, I think, was at the Saint. The third one was at 1018, and the final one was at Tunnel. And at Tunnel,
wow.
yeah, this was in the 80s, though, in 1986. And at Tunnel, I met a guy named Rudolph, who was the director. And he said, how about I'll just pay you to have these parties, and you don't have to do all these fashion shows. You just do parties. And I liked that idea, of
You're
course.
like, let's work, and I could still, you know, continue to make these incredible fashion things and wear them myself, right?
It was really fun. So I said yes, of course.
How could you not? Talk about right
16
place,
years
right
old.
time. And you didn't have to get that fake ID.
No fake IDs. It was just really, really good. And that's how I started doing events. And then there was another guy who did a lot of events around the same time. So it was really like the two of us. And then Larry T also started doing events. And we were kind of it for a while, for many years. And it started at the Tunnel, and then it went to the World, and then MK, and I did do events at Studio 54 and Palladium, and just all incredible places in New York. And then I moved down to Miami in 1997 around Christmas time. And well, I didn't even intend to move, but on that trip, I met Ingrid Caceres.
Oh, God.
And-
One of my first crushes ever. And I would
Yeah.
see her there at Liquid, right? And she would be sitting there with Madonna, and I would just be like, if I was that glass. I mean, like, bad. It was bad. Anyway,
Yeah, she's a beauty.
Oh my God!
No
And
doubt.
still, like,
Yeah,
she doesn't
still
age.
no,
She
she's
looks
gorgeous.
exactly the same that she did in the 90s when I was Google eyes to her.
Yeah,
you know?
she's a beauty.
So you
no
met
doubt.
her.
I did. I wanted to. I said it was a goal. So I was on vacation for 2 weeks. I had been to South Beach many, many times, and I thought it would be really fun to move. And I had the idea that I wanted to be the director of Liquid. So this is like before the internet or anything. So I had brought my resume, you know, just intuitively. And on the first day of the third week, I cold called Liquid, and I sort of sounded like I knew Ingrid already. And I was able to get the assistant on the phone. And they asked me what I wanted, and I sent over my resume. And like 15 minutes later, they called, and they were like, "How quickly can you be here?" And I was like, "I don't know, 3 o'clock." So I go over a few hours later. We meet. We hit it off. The next day I met Chris, and they hired me on the spot. I was the director of Liquid, and that's how I moved to Miami. And then it was just like a succession of amazing things.
Okay, and did you and Chris clash? Did you guys work
not at
well
all.
together? Because you
Amazing.
moved on to throw events against Liquid, right?
Yeah, but
I mean, it was
Liquid-
kind of like the tail end.
It was the tail end. I mean, Liquid had already been going on for several years. No, we had a great time. So at Liquid, I did a lot of really cool fashion events. I had a party called Guido, which was on Friday nights. That was really very unique. There was never been a party before like it, and truthfully, really since. It was very insider, very cool, very fashion, very art. It was great. And obviously it had a funny name, and that's a funny story, because originally Chris was like, there will never be a party called Guido in a club that I own. I said, well,
I mean, wasn't he called the Guido
Well, that's
sort of?
why-
You know what I mean?
yes.
So he was like,
So
hell no.
It was a little insulting, but that's why it was funny, and that's why it was clever.
Well, because you
So-
also took the power back of the name. It was these Guido kids kind of throwing this amazing party, right?
Well, no, so Guido was a very high fashion party. It's actually not named after Guido's. It could have multiple meanings, but that could be one. But it was really named after the character in the Fellini movie 8.5. So the main character. So it was meant to be this surreal, very high production, very creative theme party that was on a weekly basis. So that was really good. And eventually, obviously, when I told Chris to think about it overnight, and the next day when we were meeting, I totally expected him to say there will never be
Another one?
never, this would never fly. And he goes, all I heard was like the teacher in Peanuts going wah 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 wah. And I was like, oh, it's okay, I understand. He goes, no, you didn't hear me. I said yes. And so it was really cool. We had a great working relationship. He was very supportive, very encouraging, creatively, just
and
really
super
cool.
hot, okay? And Chris
and
Pacello
that
was
too.
so damn good looking.
Yeah.
So that was the era that Chris Pacello was with Sofia Vergara. You know who Sofia Vergara is, right? Fake accent, just so you know, right? But I mean, that's where I met both of them, was at Liquid Nightclub when they were
for sure.
first together, it's no secret about you and Michael Ehrlich and, Party Monster and all that kind of stuff, right? I think there should have been some kind of, I thought there was a movie in the works or something about Liquid and Chris and Ingrid
they made a
you
movie. Yeah,
and
they
all
made a
of that.
movie about
But
it.
no, but it wasn't good. Like
No, it wasn't good. None of the films have been good. They're all bad. Maybe someone will do it justice at some point. But every nightclub, I can't even think of a good nightclub movie. The only good nightclub movie you can think of is like Moulin Rouge. And
That's true.
Is 54 good? It's okay. But it's definitely not a great movie. And thank God it's Friday. Not a great movie, but I really like it. I feel like if you're gonna do a nightclub movie, Thank God It's Friday is a good movie. Or the Village People movie, or Xanadu. But there's very few.
Very few. I mean, he's only
very-
named 5 out of
there's
millions
very,
of movies.
Very few. None of them are considered good.
No.
I think they're good, but most people do.
Like you sat through it, but it's not good, right?
I mean, I can watch Xanadu and Thank God It's Friday and the Village People movie. I can watch them over and over.
Right, but it's Xanadu, Michael. I
know,
mean,
it's iconic.
it's Olivia Newton-John.
I
Like, you
know.
just can't. Like, it's bad. I was born and I was told, oh yeah, Xanadu sucks, but you have to watch it to be gay. Okay, no
But
problem.
there's a lot of people who love it. It's like a thing.
Yes. It's a cult classic. It really is. I mean, we're in Halloween time. It's like Rocky Horror, right? It's not a good movie, okay? Like, it's actually really bad. But you have to watch it, and it's your cult classic lineup that you have to watch.
Yeah, well, Rocky Horror has a great messaging. Even though it is obviously has boring parts, but don't dream it, be it as the message. Terrific.
I mean, especially for our community,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, cut to 2025, okay? And now we have this new chapter of Michael Tronn, the artist, the philosopher, right? The consciousness raiser, I mean, like. I look at you. I look at you. Not like I'm surprised, but like, what inspired that shift from
It's not a shift. It's been a constant.
Okay.
So all the things okay, so you asked me about like my early life, and I said that it started at 3. So when I was 3 years old, I remember asking my grandmother, "Where does God live?" And she said, "Everywhere."
What religious?
I mean,
what
we're,
were you
we're
brought
born
up?
Jewish, but
Okay.
like we're very like Jewish light. We're
Okay.
we're religious light.
Okay.
So I say we're Jewish-ish, but so I asked her, "Where does God live?" She goes, "Everywhere." And there was like a lamp on the table, and I said, "Oh, like even in the lamp?" And it was like a lamp with a pedestal that like looked like a Roman peasant girl holding a water urn. And she goes, "Yes, even in the lamp, everywhere." And I was like, okay. I didn't even ask any more questions. Like I kind of just got it, and it really like gave me like a first idea about like physics and metaphysics. So that was always there, and I think it has woven in and out of my life. But thematically, if you look at hippie culture, club kid culture, punk culture, and any really counterculture, I don't even like to use the word counterculture, but let's say more creatively free, more liberated cultures, the messaging is always the same. So for me, the messaging is always the same.
Be true to yourself.
Yeah, it's a individuality versus homogeny, I guess, idea or concept. But if you can get the physics of life and the meaning of life and where you lie in it and how it all came to exist even at all in the beginning, then you can also understand that you're meant to be an individual. And
Wow, that's deep, Michael. No, but I mean, it's so true.
I think it's really true. So for me, even doing events and it seems fun and it seems frivolous, it's not really frivolous at all. It's all designed. And I know this now. I mean, I didn't know it when I was 16, but the constant messaging through my creativity is just self-discovery, self-expression, self-acceptance, self-love, but for the purpose of doing that for others as well.
Others,
Yeah. So you
yes.
can do that for yourself and then you do it for others. And then hopefully that brings greater peace to the environment and to the world. And then of course you can extend it not only to people, but like to the planet and, to everything
to
else.
the universe and to energy,
Yeah.
You said that you used to make art that challenged and now you make art that heals.
They were both healing, but in a different way. So the messaging is the same. So I had this exhibit in the design district called 33.1 Incisions, and not incisions like cut. It was a hybrid of the 3 different incision words that I created, which was insight, like to incite a riot, insight, like to think of something, and then incise, to make a cut. And, that exhibit had 37 panels that were very tall, 12 feet high by 3 feet wide panels of just writing on them. And it was designed to take the viewer on this journey when read in sequence from thoughtlessness to, what I would say I would consider enlightenment. So the beginning of I think the first panel said, "There is more to you than who you think there is right now." And then the last panel said, the last 2 panels, "When the real you surfaces, you will shine with the light of a million suns and earth will become heaven." So, and then in the middle were a lot of provocative questions and statements. So there was a guy there who I remember who was really angered by the whole exhibit. And he came up to me during the opening and he started screaming at me and he goes, "This is not art. How can you say this is art?" And I was like really in the zone and really calm. And I said, anything that anyone that they make says is art. I don't know if I'm saying this quite right. Is art. And he just got annoyed and he didn't even engage and he stormed out. And then there was another woman that I remember who was crying in front of one of the banners, and the one that really moved her was, if you continue on the path that you are on, will you have regrets when it's all over? And then the next panel over, which could have affected her too, which was, do you care more about the easiness of your own life or the future of the human race, or something along those lines? It could have been more earthly and not so human, but you get the idea. It was about the selfish sort of, I don't want to say selfish, but let's say self-centered versus community centered. And so she was crying. And then there was lots of other people there too who did not necessarily have these very obvious responses that I was aware of. But you know, it was a very interesting installation. I liked doing the text-based work. Mm-hmm. But then over time, I felt like it only resonated for people in the art world. So I thought, how can I say what I need to say to the people who actually need to hear it, not people who are already quite liberated, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought I would use imagery that was colorful, friendly, evocative of cartoons and video games and sort of candy. And that's the style that I'm working in now. So the meanings are all the same.
And the meaning it's still true to you. You know what? You know, Basel is huge here. You've been a million times. What did you think about the banana and the tape bullshit?
I feel fine about it. If I thought of it and someone was going to pay me 125 grand, I would be great. I don't know what the banana and the tape, the meaning of it was. Yeah. Or if it was just like a silly gimmick.
Let's see if I can get away with this kind of deal.
I don't know why anyone would buy that. I think it sold for, what, 125?
$100,000. Yeah, and then the guy ate the banana. And I was like mortified about like, I prefer your smiley faces, okay? But, like that, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I don't know what the banana was about, honestly. There's some weird stuff out there. Because that banana's gonna rot. Like, so I get you can always replace the banana.
But it's not the same.
But I don't know.
It's not the same. Let's talk about your Smiley Hearts project, okay? Because I love it. And so that literally began with a 5-year-old asking you, where does everything come from?
My godson, yeah. So it began even a little bit before that. So in 91, I just was messing around with some canvases and for no reason I created hearts and then I put smiley faces in them. And they were cute. And it was a lot different than what I'm doing now. They were just line drawings. Then around, I don't know, 2009, 2010, somewhere, my godson was visiting me in Los Angeles with his mom. And we were walking down Venice Boulevard and he just turns out over the ocean and he looks and he goes, where does everything come from? And I give him, you know, my story about it and which includes the Big Bang, but it also includes like the propellant for the Big Bang, which is like a consciousness. And his mom said, you need to go home and write that as a kid's book now. So I did.
Oh.
And then I began working on the illustrations for many years. And something always was not resonating for me about it. Like, it was all pencil drawings and very, very small, I mean, elaborate and interesting, but not, it just didn't sit quite right for me. Then during COVID, I decided I wanted it to look more like a video game. So I taught myself digital illustration and then that has led to what it is now.
To where you are now, right? So COVID did do some good things to people. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Let's talk about your latest creation, okay? And I'm going to call it a creation because
Timber.
it is, okay? Yeah. Timber's beautiful, right? Timber is on La Solis Boulevard, and it is just gorgeous. It's an immersive experience. The food is delicious. They have vegan options, okay? You know, anything that your heart's desire. I was there for the opening, and then I went there for Michael Gongoria's birthday.
Right.
Honey, like, okay, like, honey, I know it took years, all right? Because this started during COVID, right?
Before 2019.
Before COVID.
Yeah, 2019. It was amazing. So, yeah, for me, obviously, having designed it, that is the biggest art project that I have ever done. I mean, it's many, many millions of dollars and
clubs,
years
art,
and years and years.
Children's book, you're like, I want to open a restaurant. How does that thought process happen?
It's the third restaurant I did, but 2 were in South Beach, and one was art themed, and the other was called Rumi, which I did with 2 other guys. But Rumi after the poet. So like this spiritual thread like I said, it's just always there. So.
And it's all tied together so beautifully. Like hearing you tell the story, I can see the string going throughout that. It's pretty.
There's even some more strings that I haven't got into, but so my friend Paul Paul Brown is his name. He was involved in both of my partners were involved in cash only, which was what had been in the property where timber is now previously. But cash only didn't last for too long. And so they opted to hold on to the property, but knew something else had to exist there. And I had known Paul since 2004 doing events in Miami. So he called me up and he asked me to take a look and to see if I would be interested in it. And the property obviously is really spectacular. So I said, sure, why not? Then I would say the rest is history, but it was a very long birthing process. It took 6 years to get open. So 1 year or so of planning, then 5 or so years of construction, and it finally opened last February. And yeah, there are 3 rooms. It is completely immersive, like you said. And each room has its own kind of vibe, but it is all designed to work together as well. So like the front room with the trees and the fireflies and the denim cushions and the live vegetables, that's like Twilight Picnic. The next dining room is called the atrium. The first room is called the park. The next room is called the atrium.
And that's where the flowers are all up on the ceiling.
90,000 flowers.
90,000 flowers. And each one more gorgeous than the last flower put on that ceiling.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I went with Dale Stein, who's a good friend of yours. He's also a good friend of mine. And I got to tell you, we're both, Unity on the Bay congregants, right? He's a staff member there. We had a pseudo-spiritual awakening going through your rooms. And mind you, there was music blaring. There was a million people there, but we were silent. From going through, even going to the second, even going upstairs to Annie Fierce.
Yeah.
And he's spinning up there. I love you, by the way. He's an incredible DJ. I'm getting chills right now because you feel it. You feel the time, space, energy that you've put into each freaking flower or each freaking table or each morsel of food.
Well, even, yes. I mean, the whole thing is meant to be, all encompassing from every senses. I mean, people ask me about like my philosophical approach to hospitality, and I say, well, it's a symphony for the senses, and it is. It's composing, and I believe that like every texture, every color, every font, every element is communicating something. Even whether it's the bricks or even the shape of the cutlery. I mean, every single thing is
the shapes of the plate, Michael. You know what I mean? Like, and it's an open kitchen concept also, so you could see what they're doing. And these chefs are so eloquent. They're just like, it's such a beautiful. It's like they're dancing back there, Michael. You know what I mean?
No,
it's an effing symphony at Timber back there. And every once in a while, Michael just goes up and goes.
I do not do that, but it is very funny. In my office, I might do that. But
aside from all the wonderful things that I mentioned, because again, I'm a little obsessed with Timber, right? What makes Timber different than other restaurants here in South Florida?
I mean, I think there are a lot of beautiful restaurants, of course, but I do think we have something truly unique, and it's designed to feel familiar and innovative at the same time. It's a lot of places, I think, when they're designed, they think only of the aesthetic, because the designer is typically thinking of just aesthetics. Their designing is designing. And whereas for me, it's the design, it's the food concept, it's the communication, there's a million things that go into my thought process when I'm creating, even if it's an event or something like Timber, or painting or anything at all. It's like there's just all these notes and all these elements that have to be included. I think that is unusual. But I also think if you just look at Timber and how there are these 3 rooms and it goes Twilight Picnic, Enchanted Garden, Romantic Date, and then upstairs, which is, I like to say it's like what I imagine Tom Ford would do if he did a tiki bar. That is a sexy, dark room.
Yeah. But it's living art. Like you've said, it is.
It absolutely
it literally is living art. Like it feel like it moves around you while you're in the space.
Yeah, I mean it is transportive. I don't think that there are other pretty restaurants, but I don't think that any are quite as transportive as Timber. store. And even like even just from arriving on the outside, like it has a French aesthetic, you know, and everyone is familiar with what those stores and those buildings looks like, you know, a vintage French storefront or British as well, or even to some degree Soho. But there are none here because they're not native to the area. So my partners and I were willing to make the investment to create that.
6 years.
Yes. And one of those years was COVID, and we were like, well, is this ever going to end? Like, what's going to happen to like the world? Is COVID going to go away? And we pushed through. I mean, it was a brave choice.
It really
not I'm not giving myself that credit. I'm just saying, like, as a whole, and you know, our investment group and whatnot.
That's a lot of years of having a storefront empty, having to pay for it during that time. I mean, that was a lot of commitment. You know what I mean?
Huge commitment.
And now, I mean, I've read a story or I've heard rumors that you might want to bring this to other cities, which would be incredible. But this is a multi-sensory experience. Like this, again, it took you 6 years because of a lot of different things, right? But I think it took you 6 years because it was supposed to take you 6 years, you know? I don't want that to happen again to another, location, but you know, I think you probably learned a lot during that time too.
I did. I did. I absolutely did.
So,
and so did my partners.
Okay, so there is a possibility of bringing this somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was designed as a multi-location concept, and I think it really fills a void between sort of commercial dining, let's say, like I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good, bad example.
Have a good, bad example.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to cite a bad example, but there is something in between commercial dining and fine dining. And I think that we really hit that sweet spot. And I think people care about presentation and experience and the feelings. You know, for me, a lot of things are very generated about the feelings. So even though, like, there's no English writing in timber saying this is what you're supposed to get out of it, although there is Tibetan on the second floor. What it's designed to do, even if it's not on the menu stated or in an artistic statement stated, it is designed to inspire the imagination. It is designed to awaken creativity. It is designed to provide solace from, you know, the grind. So I do think that people respond to that, and in fact I know they do. I mean, I have really interesting people coming up to me and thanking me, people I would never expect, like jocks, truthfully. Straight bro jocks all the time are coming over to me and saying thank you so much for creating this, which means they understand it, and they understand it consciously. And I did not design it to be understood consciously. I designed it to be understood subconsciously. But for the people who get it, honestly,
however they get it, though, right? I mean, think about it. Some people are very visual. Others are very energetic. Others are I have to feel it, or what am I hearing? You know what I mean? Like I said, like there would be times where I was upstairs when Annie was spinning, and I was still in the moment as to the tables that you had there, the artwork that you had there. You know, I don't drink, but I had this beautiful mocktail that like was effervescent and like it was going through my nose all at the same time. Like, you know, like it's an experience, right? It's an experience, and it's something that you can't just go one time, because it's going to be a completely different experience the next time you go, all dependent on what the F you're going through. Okay?
I'm sure that's true. Like,
that's what's so crazy about it, you know?
No, it's meant to be a hangout. It's meant to be a clubhouse. It's not meant to be like a one-time or special events. Like, our food is beautiful, of course, but like I said, I think, you know, it somewhere falls between the commercial and the creative, if you will.
Yeah.
Everything is creative, but the commercial and the and the high end, I guess I would say. So even though our chefs do have Michelin backgrounds, they're putting a creative spin on what is essentially elevated home cooking.
Yeah.
So it's very comfortable. It's meant to be very comfortable.
Well, you also have small plates that you can also share with others, and that's also, you know what I mean? That makes things a lot more comfortable too, you know?
Oh yeah, it's definitely sharing.
Let's
for sure.
talk about the Stardust poem that you've woven throughout this place.
Well, that's the Tibetan poem on the second floor. So Stardust is a poem about what we've been talking about philosophically. And the beginning of the poem goes, I am, you are, he is, she is, we are, they are stardust, or something like that. And it goes on for pages and pages and pages. And it starts with the individual, and then it gets into the life of the source of all that is.
Wow.
So it's the source recognizing itself through all of us. But what the purpose of the poem is, at least the portion of it that's on the wall, it's speaking to the same idea that about individuality, that people are individuals, and but that we are all created out of the same original source material, stardust. So that's what that is about.
I love it.
Thank
I
you.
love it, Michael. You should be very proud of you. I mean,
I'm not, but
No, but
the only
why
thing I say,
not? But
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because I live with me every day, so I'm not aware of. I mean, when people point stuff out to me, then I'm aware.
Yeah.
But like, I live with the positive attributes of myself, and I live with the, insecurities that I have, and I live with the full me all the time. So I'm not like, I'm aware that I have more creativity than a lot of other people, but I wouldn't say that I feel
Proud of what you've done.
I mean, I'm proud, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I am proud,
No,
but
I
I'm not
get it.
like extra.
Well,
you know?
no. Well, you're extra, but not like that. I think you've gone with, the universe puts in front of you what you're supposed to do. Unfortunately, people don't grab onto it, right?
That's
the door is
true.
there, and you're waiting for a fucking neon sign, and the door is there.
Right.
You
You
know,
have to-
you've gone through the door. That's what I'm saying. And most people don't get that message, that download to go.
I was very fortunate. I think two things about that. I think one, I very much feel the way I know a lot of musicians feel. You're the catalyst. It's coming from and it's going through. It's not necessarily self-generated. I mean, I think, okay, I'm smart and I can have deep thoughts, but it's a calling and it's a mission, and it's manifested through creating and creative expression. There was something else I was going to say about that. Now I forgot what it was. But anyway, you get the point.
Yeah. Because listen, Michael has said that.
I do have one. I remembered
Please.
the point. So in terms of taking the bait, so to speak, or going through the door, it's for me, the way that is just following my own heart and intuition. And I think that intuition is the way that we get there. But I think we're taught to not follow it. We're taught to try to fit in, even though I don't really believe that anyone can ever fit in with anyone else, because no two people are ever going to be the same.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you try, no one is ever the same. So
Even twins aren't exactly the same. They're just not. Yeah.
So the misconception of sameness is something that I definitely, try to inspire people out of.
Because even as a club kid, you were part of a group of kids that all got dressed up fabulous and did all that, but you were still trying to stand out
everyone
else.
Everybody is right, doing their own thing. For sure. So I think, I think the way to open the door and go through the door is, listen to your heart if you can, or your intuition if you have the ability to. And if you don't feel it, then then that is something to I think to
look
try
into.
to work on.
Why? We were talking before the show about how LGBTQ plus were marginalized, so we're constantly not feeling as we're enough. Or we have like kind of an imposter syndrome where like, they're going to find me out. I'm not as good as I really am, and and that's something to work on, because we are enough and we are as good as anyone else.
In a way, that's true. And in a way, the opposite is true too, I think. Like, there does seem to be a abundance of creativity within the LGBT community. Plus, I'm not counting anybody else out within everybody,
Yes.
but certainly there is an abundance of creativity. I think then what happens is, because of our society, like in childhood and adolescence, if you are a little bit effeminate or whatever the issue might be, not an issue, that's really the wrong thing. Whatever the marker might be, would be something that like the jocks would typically bully. So I know that like when jocks speak to me about how they feel about timber, I'm a little surprised, because I'm not accustomed to that. So
you almost feel good. Like you feel good about it.
No, I feel
you're
great
like,
about
look,
it. I feel great
look
about
at the jock telling me this.
Well, I was friends, oddly, so I don't even know how it happened. So my friend group in like 5th and 6th grade was like
Jocks.
Straight jocks.
Wow.
But I was not athletic, except for like skiing and individual sports, but certainly not, baseball or anything like that. And But I think so. There is in the modern, gay experience. I think we have the abundance of creativity, but also this sort of bullying experience that I think a lot of people go through. And so I don't feel ever not enough. I just feel other.
Yeah, that's a better way to put it.
Someone asked me a question the other day about like, do you feel like something like at home on Earth or so? It was something kind of profound. And I do feel, of course, home on Earth, but I definitely also feel unique and other. And I'm aware that like I do believe in souls, so I feel more like a soul than I do like a person. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I just think I think you're more connected than the average human to universe, energy, what ifs, all of that. I think that a lot of us have that initial doubt, and you skip over that doubt, right? Where you're like, it's attainable, it's possible.
Well, I was just, I think whether, I do think reincarnation makes sense. So
do you meditate?
Sometimes I do a lot of yoga.
Okay.
But yin, not
yang.
Ashtanga. Not yang, but no, not Ashtanga. Like I do very, very slow yoga where you hold the poses for like several minutes. And I have gone through big meditation periods. I think, you asked me before about religion and Siddha yoga is the other thing that I was raised with. So that came into my family's life around the time I think I was around 14 or so. So
your parents?
My mom was very interested in it. My dad to a lesser degree, but not close to it at all. My dad was more agnostic, and I think my mom, remains interested in spiritual things. The but Siddha yoga became a part of our lives in my adolescence, and I feel like that is my daily more spiritual leaning than straight up Judaism.
Yeah.
Even though I like a lot of what Judaism offers, particularly the no hell thing. A lot of people don't know that that's not a thing. That's not a thing in Judaism.
Yeah.
But I think that also scares a lot of people, even LGBTQ people, because in a lot of homes, this hell concept, it's in so many religious systems.
Oh yeah, I remember being a kid. Like it's
terrifying.
It's an abomination. You don't want to go to hell, do you?
Right.
And this, now I watch South Park, so I have a different thought of
That's
Satan,
good.
right?
That's good.
But as a kid, you thought of this big, ugly, demonic black thing that was gonna burn you, because you were gay. Like, how absurd was that? But it's said by someone, by your parent, so you believe it as fact.
Well, luckily I didn't grow up with that. But for me, the counterbalance of that is like, when I think about Source creating everybody, my new favorite quote that came like in the last, it actually came through this most recent Yom Kippur. I went to a service and I heard something similar, and then I've like really hung on to it, which is, on the day you were born, the universe decided it could no longer exist without you. And I love that. And to me, that really speaks to the individuality and to the coexistence of Source and the individual.
Yeah.
So for me, I
love that.
feel, thank you.
I love that. I know people who write that on a birthday card every single year to someone. And
really?
And it makes so much sense though, right?
Yeah.
This world could not continue without you being born on this day.
The evidence is clear.
That.
You exist.
Yeah.
So you must have even if your existence is not maybe meant to, I don't know, be the president or whatever.
Open up timber.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's sweet. But no, maybe it doesn't have to be like gigantic impact, but the impact can just be being yourself. The impact is whatever it needs to be
whatever
for you.
It needs to be. Your
life.
impact could be with your neighbor. Your impact could be, with someone down the street. It doesn't matter how big or small. The impact is there, and it's still a part of you. And everyone has an impact, no matter how small or minute you might think you are.
100%.
Right?
That's what I think. Like everyone has creativity. Everyone is of Source. Everyone has meaning. Everyone has purpose. Even in difficult experiences, I think about all different, shapes, types, ages, etc. it's all meaningful. It's all purposeful. And I personally feel like, life is a school and the challenges are our teachers. I would like to say the successes are our teachers too, but unfortunately that's less so is the general the general belief is that it's the challenges we learn the most from. I absolutely believe that. So no matter how you have manifested in this lifetime, there is purpose, there is meaning, there is source, there is soul, there is an adventure for you, there is creativity within you, and it's just what I believe is like, we're all on this journey, what I call it, it's a bridge essentially. I refer to it as the bridge of enlightenment, but whether that is or is not, who knows, but it is certainly a journey of lack of knowledge into greater knowledge. And we are all living that every day. So, I think we all have that in common, no matter how it manifests.
I was thinking to myself, I'm like, my God, Michael has done so much, right? Like what's next, right? Should I ask him what's next? No, I already know what's going to be next, so I'm not going to ask him. He's going to be like a freaking guru. You're going to have people like following you around. You're going to get that robe that you really want, right?
Well, that is very kind and very sweet.
Come on, the Church of Tronn. It could happen. I'm telling you.
So it makes me think of Ram Dass. If you know who that is?
Yes, we're all
cool,
walking each other
cool.
home, of course.
So Ram Dass is definitely one of, I don't want to say my idol, but someone I admire greatly, whose work I really resonate with. And one of his books, the book Be Here Now, is definitely one of my favorite books. That said, I'm definitely not looking for that kind of position per se, but what I do want to do is create experiences that are secular, through the art and through writing and books and theater and restaurants and any kind of experiential, this is redundant, but experiential experience that is all encompassing and that
you're
is
doing
designed.
that, but you're doing that now.
Yeah. So I am.
You want to
but there's-
continue to do that.
Yeah, I will continue to do
In
that
different
for sure.
ways. I mean,
they're like the next thing, like with the art, for example, you mentioned the star seeds and the smiley hearts, which is like the same creative universe. That what I would like to have happen with that, and I'm designing for that, are immersive walkthrough experiences, like sort of like the Museum of Ice Cream and stuff. And so you're getting the messaging, but you're also having tons of fun.
And you're getting
it's
the
super
backstory.
colorful, and you're getting your Instagram post.
Yep.
So you're getting all of it together.
I love it.
And it's just meant to be super fun and super accessible.
And your name said that para eso, that's Spanish, by the way, right? It's for that. Like, it's like the Tronn experience. Tronniverse.
Well,
it goes perfect, Michael. I mean,
what's
come
really,
on.
What's really, really
Forget
funny,
Dali.
What's really funny is if you go use the movie Tronn, which I am not, Tronn is my real.
Yeah.
Right. It's like
Your
not
real
a
last name,
made
I
up,
know.
it's not a made up thing. But Tronn in the movie, his purpose is to help the user, so to speak. So I make a metaphor or a parallel from that. Whereas what I'm working on doing is helping people too. It's helping the user of life, helping the user of the body.
Yeah.
So in that way, there's an interesting, I feel like, funny coincidence with the naming there.
It's true. You're like a doctor.
I don't know, I'm something.
You're like a nurse.
I could be
Something like that.
I could be like
come on,
soul
you
doctor.
good. A soul doctor.
I'll take it.
It'll work.
If you were going to say that, I will accept it.
Well, okay, so Michael, let's play a game real quick before I let you go. The game is called Say What with FayWhat, and it's a lightning round. So basically, I'm going to throw some rapid fire or questions at you.
Okay.
And you don't think, you just feel, you just answer.
All right.
All right? You ready?
Sure.
Okay, all right. Studio 54 or Space Miami?
Studio 54.
Met Gala or Dive Bar Art Show?
Met Gala.
Smiley Heart or Broken Heart?
Smiley.
New York Winter or Miami Humidity?
That's a tough one. I think Miami Humidity.
Designing art or designing people's experiences?
They're the same.
Exactly, they are together, actually. Wynwood Walls or Las Olas Lights?
Oh, they're so different. I like them both. I can't choose.
Candlelight dinner or sunrise meditation?
Well, I'm not a morning person. Can we do it in a sunset meditation?
Sure.
Okay, sunset meditation.
Sure. Paintbrush or pen?
Paintbrush.
Deep meditation or deep house?
Ooh, both are. They're the same too. Actually, they could be the same.
Right, they really could, right? Because I mean,
for me, dancing, especially to deep house, puts you in a meditative, spiritual state.
I mean, just think about it, right?
It does. It does. Club music really does do that.
Right.
It absolutely does that.
I mean, there was something about being on a dance floor, right before the place was going to close, and the place being packed, right? And everybody with their hand up in the air. No one thinking about, I got to get home. Where's my car? Where are my keys? None of that. Just being in the moment, knowing that the DJ was guiding through those last moments of being on that dance floor. Like, there's nothing like that.
It gives me a memory of when I would go to Sound Factory in New York, and Junior Vasquez would play Back to Life by Soul to Soul. But the entire 2,000 people dance floor would be doing the bus stop. And I have never seen anything like that, ever, except that time. And it was amazing. And no, the people who, particularly the very, very soulful house music that has roots in gospel, for sure there's spiritual elements there. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're taking church to the dance floor.
You are taking church to the dance floor.
Annie Fierce.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Absolutely.
you. I'm talking to you. Michael, I could talk to you for hours, and you've taken us from the club floor to the Cosmo universe. Like, I feel like centered.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, you have that power, Michael. That is like the next thing. Watch. He's Tony Robbins. What's his name, right? Tony Robbins. Screw you. Get out of the way.
Oh, no,
Michael Tronn is coming in to take over.
Thank you. You're very.
I'm
very
not.
kind.
It's not about being kind. It's about trying to get a free ticket to when you start doing that kind of stuff, and I'll be in the front row.
If I do, if you got it. If I do, you got it.
Okay, well, there you go. All right, so everyone watching, don't forget, go experience Timber. It's more than a restaurant. It's a revelation, okay? And we are all made of stardust, so make sure that you follow Michael Tronn on all social media. That's at Michael Tronn, Tronn. And remember that love is the answer.
That's what they say.
Right?
Yeah,
that art is the path, and that food is divine.
Food is divine. Yeah, I'm addicted. I can't help it.
Me too. Me too. I am. Look into that camera and give them your best. FayWhat?
FayWhat?
Yeah, there you go. Michael Tronn. Make sure you go on over to Timber. Also, support him with all his art and his incredible, incredible journey that he wants to take you on life experiences with Michael Tronn. Hey, that might be the next thing.
That might be the next
I'm
thing.
just telling you. All right, we'll be right back. Now let's kiki about what's going on in the LGBTQ plus community. I have a sidekick joining me in bed for our segment called Gay Boys Sleep Late. This morning, I'm joined by my gay guy pal, Jamal L. Starks. He's a model, spiritualist, wellness counselor, part of Queer Yoga Club Miami, and HIV activist with Impulse Group, and also sits on the Men of Color Advisory Board for Vive Healthcare. Let's not forget that he walks as sex siren in the House of Gorgeous Gucci. You can find him on Instagram at porcelain, PORC3LAIN. Good morning, Jamal. Welcome back to my bed, boo. How you
I'm
doing?
a wiener.
You are a wiener.
I'm a
you
wiener.
are a well-dressed wiener. You have ketchup, you have mustard, you have all kinds of things.
I'm gonna say this is spinach since I'm healthy.
Okay, you're spinach, okay. And it's like a brown roll. Like you put like a wheat roll, right?
A wheat roll.
Because Jay is extra. He's like, I'm trying to be extra. I'm trying to be extra healthy right now for Halloween. Oh my God. Eat me. Eat me. How do you take your hot dogs usually?
Well, I don't eat hot dogs.
Okay. All right. I can see that.
But I eat vegan sausages.
Okay.
They're really good. I can't even remember the brand, but they're in Publix.
And it tastes like what?
Oh God.
Does it taste like meat?
They have, oh my God.
Really?
Oh my God. They have so many different kinds. They have the Italian ones. They have like the smoked apple cheddar.
Ooh.
You know, they have all of it.
Yeah.
And
Like
so-
applewood and stuff.
Yeah.
Delicious.
And then, so what I do is I make a chopped cheese. I take the sofrito.
Uh-huh.
And I mix it up with some vegan cheese in a pot, and I melt it all down. And then I take like all the condiments, like the barbecue sauce and all the things, and I just melt it over a nice bun.
Wow.
It's one of my favorite things to do.
I love that. That's like a deconstructed hot dog a la Jamal. You know what I mean? Like it's like an elevated kind of thing.
And
you
throw in
know?
some kettle chips with it.
You know what I
Crunch it
mean?
in there.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
That does sound delicious. Oh yeah, but you got to be careful where you're walking around wearing that thing out. I just want to
Eat
say,
me.
like, you walk up and down the drive with your hot self wearing that, because you know he's got a thong on underneath, right? Like that's it.
There's nothing there.
There's like a string,
Eat me.
and it's like a string, okay? Like it's a string. Eat me. So you and your whole crew is going to be on the drive, right, for Wicked Manners?
All the Impulse crew.
All the Impulse team is going to be out
It's
there.
going to be out there. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be busy.
Yeah.
They're expecting a lot of
what did
people.
we do? Oh, we handed out fentanyl drug testing strips and condoms and lube.
Oh.
So while they're having fun, I think they're going to be passing out stuff like some condoms, some lube.
Listen, there'll be candy in there, but there'll be other stuff that you can use also.
Because
like
Wicked Manners, we have a lot of fun.
Of
so
course.
we make sure that the girls are healthy.
right? And isn't it awesome that it's on a Friday this year?
I know, that's so dope. That's really dope.
Are you looking forward to the costumes? Like, I love our community because we come up with some fabulous things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
They
I was
scare
telling
me
a friend,
every year.
you can't just get like a sheet and put 2 holes in it
No.
and then just think that you're going to be
You
okay
have
with
to
the
do
community.
thing. You have
know what
to
I mean?
really commit.
Yes.
And they scare me every year. Somebody always scares me every year.
You know that I got thrown out of Universal Studios from the haunted houses?
Did you hit somebody? Did you hit someone?
Why you laugh like that? I still feel I'm a reformed bully. I don't hit people anymore, right? So the fact that I did that, like, you know what I mean? Like, again, at the end of the day, I'm still a girl from the hood. I'm from Passaic, New Jersey. You don't mess around with our people, right? So you went at me in a certain way, and I thought you were coming to lunge at me, and I went with a right hook. I didn't mean to, and they took me to freaking Universal jail and everything. Like they said, you're not bald like completely, but you can't finish your evening. Like they literally walked me out.
I'm air fried.
Jay's thinking of all kinds of different ways to be his outfit. He's like, did you know that I'm a hot dog, but I'm air fried, and I'm a turkey, and I'm a vegan hot dog? I'm not just that, that ballpark Frank. No, I'm not. I am a ballpark Jamal, so you got...
I put the wood in morning wood. I help myself.
Let's get this show started because this wiener won't stop. Let's get this show started right now. Next, let's Kiki on this interesting story. So in possibly the sweetest thing to ever happen in a backseat, TikTok's Christy from Baby Gay University had to console a 5-year-old who burst into tears for being jealous that Christy is gay. While nannying, Christy asked what was wrong, and the boy confessed, quote, "I'm jealous. I want to be gay," end quote. Turns out he also wanted to marry his best friend, Wilson, but was confused because he didn't like pink or Barbies. Christy reassured him that being gay isn't about colors or toys. It's about love and connection. The little one then said he just wanted to connect with Wilson and skip the embarrassing wedding. Watch this.
Why are you sad? You're sad because you want to be gay? Yeah. Because I'm gay? You're jealous? It's okay, you don't need to cry. You have so much time to figure out if you're gay or not. You're only 5, and if you decide when you're older that you still want to marry Wilson or marry a boy, then you can do that. Why do you feel like you can't be gay?
I don't like every single, I don't like pink or every Barbies or something.
Oh, that doesn't mean that you don't have to like those things to be gay. There's all different types of people. There's boys that are gay who love trucks and cars and they work in construction or they work in business. And then there are those gay guys who like pink and they like Barbies, but that's not all gay guys.
I still want to marry Wilson.
Yeah, that's fine. You can marry Wilson and you can like cars and all the boy things.
I just want to connect to him. I don't want to have a wedding. It's so embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. You just want to connect to him? Is that what you said?
If he wants to marry me.
Yeah, if he wants to marry you, that's an important part of it too.
I don't want to have a wedding. I just want to go to my house and just eat.
I love that. I love a low-key wedding. I want to have a small one like that too. Yeah. You know what? There's no rules for any of it. You can be gay and you can like cars. You can have a big wedding. You can have a small wedding. You can marry a boy, you can marry a girl, you can do whatever you want.
Is it illegal if you marry if you're not gay?
No, it's not illegal to not be gay.
I love her. 5-year-old's cutest gay awakening ever. What are we all talking about? I love her.
I love her.
And if she wants to get married, I'll marry her. I can't even see her face and I would still marry her just because of her words, Jamal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not dirty. It's simple.
It's normal.
It's normal.
It's a part of life. And I love his because you can see the innocence that adults put sexuality on kids. And you can see how this kid is just like the authenticity in this is just so refreshing.
Right. And I know he's 5 and I get it. With time, it makes you less of this authentic, right? Because you're worried about, I got to follow these people. I got to wear this color. I got to do this. I got to do that. But these conversations open up hearts and minds. They make this kid prepared for whatever's going to come, right? He's like, I just want to connect with Wilson. You know, I don't want to have a big wedding.
Could you imagine if he was with a homophobic parent and didn't have such a lovely parent?
I mean, I think this was his nanny, right? Was this his nanny?
That's his nanny?
I think it's his nanny. Steve, is this his nanny? It's his nanny, no? Yeah. Yeah, so kudos to the parents for having such a dope nanny to take care of your child. I mean,
for
you're
the parents to be so open
about it. You know what I mean? Like, because the right wing is so quick to sexualize everything we do. Everything we do. Like, and just, yes, we have the best sex ever and you're jealous about it, but it's not everything that we are. You know what I mean?
There's
you guys
so many
turned everything into it.
Because that's their minds, not ours. Ours is just our existence and just wanting to be. Just like she was explaining to him, like, you know, there are gay men who like construction. There are gay men who are in sports. There are gay men who are into Barbies. There are gay men who like pink. There are gay men who don't like pink. There are gay people in all facets of life.
Yeah.
I was thinking this the other day. I was like, I can't stand the binary. Like, I can't stand the binary thinking anymore. Because I'm like, gay is just so multi-dimensional. It's
you know, like I was reading, and I don't have all the terminology. I'm not that smart, folks, right? But I was reading something about, like, you know, in the 1500s when they were just like basically saying men wear pants and women wear dresses, and that's where it all stemmed from. That's somebody's bright idea that this is how things should be, and this makes you a male if you wear pants, and this makes you a female if you don't. You know, and we followed those to the end. You know, and what women should do. I mean, and we're kind of going back to that misogyny of, like, women should be like at home barefoot and pregnant taking care of their man. Like, you know, then you have a nanny like this that's like giving this kid the tools that he needs to be a well-rounded kid. We need to clone the nanny. We need to clone this kid because, you know, that kid is not going to grow up to hate us, Jamal.
And sprinkle this all around.
You know, he's going to help a kid that's being bullied. He's going to help one of us. If he's not gay, which I don't think he is, right?
He's going to be an accomplice.
He's going to be an ally. He's going to be an incredible human like this. Because this is not the first of the video. Follow the nanny on TikTok because we've done a couple of the videos in the past already. So, I mean, I can't wait till the kid is 12, you know?
Too.
Like, what are you going to tell the kid? You know, because it gets harder. Right? Because the words you're using, right, need to change, right? And they need to encompass a lot more without sexualizing it. And without making it too beyond the realm of understanding.
And he's smart enough because if he's saying these things, I'm jealous. I just want to connect. You know, those words that he's using are so advanced, so mature. It's just so much emotional maturity and perspective. I'm excited.
I love this video. We both love this video. Thank you, Nanny, for being you. And this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to the FayWhat Show. Next, let's Kiki on this interesting story. So at a No Kings rally in Alabama, 61-year-old Gianna Renee Gamble made quite the statement and then quite the scene. Dressed in a giant inflatable costume shaped like, well, male anatomy, okay? And waving a no dick Tater sign, Gamble quickly became the talk of Fairhope. Police, however, weren't laughing. They arrested her for disorderly conduct and resisting arrest, calling her outfit obscene. But civil rights advocates say it's classic political speech, not indecency. After all, what's more American than protesting with flare flags and a little inflatable freedom? Whether it's art or activism, one thing's for sure, everyone's watching. No kings, just kinks. Protest turns wild. I don't know about wild, but ends up with somebody arrested for just wearing an outfit, right? What are we all talking about? What do you think?
A little caulk here.
A little cock, a little cock-a-doodle-doo, a little, you know. I love it.
Oh, I love it, especially in Alabama.
Well, I've never been, so tell me.
God.
What are...
You've never been to Alabama?
No, I've never been. So is it Trumpy? Is it...
Baby.
Tell me.
Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, the Deep South. When you talk about the Deep South, you talk about like this for them is like that, like this is something obscene. This is something like everybody's like, oh,
how dare you?
Yeah, how dare you? Oh. So I can see why it caused such a stir, but it's so funny.
I love it though. I mean, and that
so
was,
funny.
you know, what was it? The Trump administration was saying that all 7 million plus people that came out for No King's Day, that they were all paid to be there, that they were all convicts and degenerates and
they
all
gotta
that
say,
kind of
they
stuff.
gotta say
you know,
something. They gotta say, they gotta
7 million
spin it
people.
down. They gotta say something.
Where's my check? I want to see, because I've been looking in the mail and I haven't seen one. I'm just saying, you know.
They
But
gotta say something. They're just gonna come up with stupid crap to just spew out of their mouths, and people are going to believe it.
No.
That's the problem.
Well, and then the next day,
That's
the
hilarious.
Trump administration had released like some AI video of him
Yeah.
in like a fighter
Yeah.
plane,
Yeah.
throwing
Dumping
out
poo
on all the
of them.
protesters. And it's like, I didn't finish
So
watching that. I
childish.
just saw the beginning and I was like, God, what
So
kind of world are we in? You
We're
know?
living in a sitcom. It's so crazy.
We're living in an upside down world that we can't get out of. And every day
Crazy,
it's something new,
scary,
you know? He has
spooky,
busted, what did he like?
hilarious.
He just started construction on a part of the White House and was just like,
He
nope, that's
demolished
it.
it, yeah.
Bye. One day to another. Like a whole chunk was gone. I was like, what happened?
He just came out and he was like, we're going to have this demolition done on the $250 million ballroom. This is the grandest ballroom ever.
And we continue. So this woman, thank you for being your true authentic self.
Actually,
Thank
yes,
you.
that was funny.
For bringing it out like that, right? Like, you know, when I go to these protests, I'm not that animated and not that like thought provoking. I'm like, shit, I need to write a really good sign, and I never come up with a good
Wear the
sign.
hot
You know what I mean?
dog.
You should wear the hot
Wear the
dog.
hot
No hot
dog.
dog day like that. No, it should always be hot dog day. Like someone needs to like. You know, but anyway, this woman, I love what you did. Thank you for standing up for us. No dictators. I love that. And this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to The FayWhat Show. At The FayWhat Show, we need to help my gay boys. They are the blood that runs through my veins. In our segment called Dear FayWhat, I provide my expert lesbian knowledge and my vast experience as a living, breathing gay boy in a lesbian's body to help my fellow gay boys. This week, Cramped and Cranky in Coral Gables sent us an email. Dear FayWhat, my boyfriend and I just moved in together, and girl, 3 weeks in, I'm already one dirty dish away from moving out. Oh, damn. My once fabulous candlelit Zen apartment now looks like a college dorm with an Amazon Prime account. There are socks in my plants, beard trimmings in my sink, and somehow, he's managed to make the entire place smell like Axe body spray and regret. I don't think that's a good combination. He's obsessed with Alexa, like full conversations obsessed. I swear sometimes I think they're dating. And don't even get me started on his gaming setup that's taken over my living room. LED lights flashing like it's ultra every night. Sorry. I love the man, but if I see one more controller on my coffee table, I might perform an exorcism. How do I tell him to clean up and grow up without starting World War Gay? Signed, Cramped and Cranky in Coral Gables. And before you answer, Jay, it's different. You live with a family member, okay?
Oh, wow.
So it's that conversation is different, okay? Because I know that like when your family member moved in, you were not prepared for what came with that. You know what I mean? You're like, let me help a brother out And then you were like, how did we come out of the same batch? And you're like this. You know what I mean? So it's a different conversation. But so
Faye, go ahead and respond.
listen, first, congratulations on moving in together. I'm going to give you that, okay? Because life's hard, you know? That's the gay version of getting a joint Costco card. It's serious, right? But let's get one thing straight, or, you know, as straight as we get here on the FayWhat Show. Love does not mean sacrificing your sanity. Okay? Period. Or your lavender scented diffusers. You deserve a home that feels like peace, not a post-brunch gay bar at 3 a.m. So here's the deal. Communicate before you combust. Tell him what's bothering you calmly while you still like him. It's harder when you detest the person to have this conversation with him. Trust, okay? So maybe make it fun. A cleaning playlist or a sock basket, a little chore chart. Maybe he picks up his socks and he gets a BJ from you. I don't know, you know? You can't nag a man into neatness if he's not used to that, you know? But you can inspire him with the promise of a cute little reward after, you know? Maybe he'll vacuum naked, right? And vacuuming naked is part of the okay understanding between you two, you know? And if he still won't listen, Alexa, play Single Ladies. And give him your own message saying, clean up after yourself or I'm going to kick you out. I mean, there's so many ways that you can play this, you know? But I mean, he's not allowed to mess up your peace. It seems to me that he moved into your space. You know what I mean? And as much as you want to say 50-50, this is both our houses, he moved into your space. I'm not saying to set some ground rules, but you have to feel like your home as well.
And you gotta push the like, you gotta push your zenness in. Like, you have to because okay, you know I've been through a situation, but you know what happens when you clean up and you make your place feel all zen and pretty and nice and light. What happens is the other people benefit. Everybody in the house benefits from your cleanliness, and I'm pretty sure he appreciates all of that. So you have to like infuse it. Like, you want this energy, you want this, then you gotta help me. You gotta help me help us. You gotta help me help us do this thing, you know?
Yeah. Have him be a part of it, because then it's like, I don't ever want to feel like you're made.
No.
Jamal. Do you understand what I'm saying? But I also don't want my sound bowls right next to a effing controller.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't go.
But
you know?
everything can have its place, like organizing, you know.
Yeah.
The
You
container
could.
store, making sure that things have their own little, like, this your spot, this my spot. Here your controllers go here, and my
like the table's big and there's drawers underneath, right? All your, like, you know, your smelly stuff and, you know, all your incense and your cards and all that go in these drawers, and then his controllers and his games go over here. I mean, and it's all away kind of deal.
But also, this goes into, you got to know your partner before y'all move in. Like, he was living somewhere.
Yeah.
And he was living like this. Yep. So, like, I know people be wanting to move in together for rent and bills purposes, but...
Oh, yeah, things are tough, though, Jay.
I know, but
this could happen. You know, and you don't want it to mess up a good thing. This could be your boo. This could be your eternal boo. It could also be your boo for right now. Who knows? You know what I mean? This might break you guys.
He might just need to live somewhere else and you live somewhere else. Like, I'm a proponent that all partners don't need to live together.
No, and I know married people. Who's the beautiful woman from Abbott Elementary?
Oh yeah, Cheryl Lee Ralph.
She she hasn't lived with her man in years, and she's the happiest wife ever.
Been married for years,
and they slam and they have sex and they have a great time, and they just understand that, like, at certain times they want their own space, and that's that.
You over there,
you know?
I'm over here.
You know,
and that's cool.
Last thing to this email, you know, like I said, I don't like to feel like I'm the maid of anybody, right? So that might be also something good to do. Get a cleaning lady that comes in once a week. You know what I mean? That way she's taking care of both of you. You know what I mean? And you don't have to be
you can hire me.
I cleaned again. You know what I mean? Or you can hire Jamal. Jamal will zen up your whole entire place.
Your entire place, yeah.
Like, it'll be organized, it'll be zenned out. You will be like, what? Where'd this go? I didn't know I had this wall here.
And y'all will have the freakiest sex after I finish.
Yes. with not even a controller in the way, just to let you know. So keep writing and sending your questions over to FayWhat@happeningout.com because we love to hear from you. And this is an important conversation for our LGBTQ plus community. Help us tell these important stories by liking and subscribing to The FayWhat Show. Next, I wanted to get our week started by telling you some things that are really important to me. We call it Faye What's on My Mind. It's that time of year again. The air is cooler. In theory, not here in South Florida, but you know. The pumpkin spice is flowing and the gays are shining their harnesses and headpieces because Halloween is basically gay Christmas. Let's be honest, no one does Halloween like the LGBTQ plus community. Straight people dress up once a year. We do it almost every weekend for just living, right? But Halloween, that's when we go full Broadway. So what can you expect this spooky season? Well, first off, you can expect the gym because apparently every gay boy in a 10-mile radius is suddenly auditioning to play a shirtless vampire or a Greek god. So don't stress it though. Confidence is the real costume, right? You know, wear what you want to wear. And next, the costume has to be on point. Will it be sexy nurse, right? Will it be dead Disney princess? Will it be Ween? Or maybe Ken after a mental breakdown. The possibilities are endless, and the less fabric, the better. Just remember, glitter is forever. Literally, you will still find it on your sheets by Valentine's Day if you have that on your costume for this Halloween, all right? Next, the parties. From drag-hosted bar crawls in Wilton Manors to haunted warehouse raves in Wynwood, Halloween is the one night we get to mix fake blood with real cocktails and no one bats an eye. Be safe, have fun, and for the love of share, hydrate, all right? Next, the drama, okay? Every Halloween has it. You know it, I know it. The ex shows up in the same costume at your friend's. What do you think, right? Your friend lashes fall off mid-dance, or someone loses a wig from their angel costume in the bathroom. It's all part of the tradition, so laugh it off, go with it, take a selfie with your ex, okay? The real tea is that Halloween is more than just a night of wigs and wings. It's a celebration of queer creativity. It's freedom, fantasy, and fierce self-expression all in one night. So whether you're craving pumpkins, kissing strangers, or passing out candy in a harness, no judgment, make it a night to remember because Halloween reminds us of something special. In a world that sometimes tries to make us hide who we are, this is the one night that we shine brightest in the dark. I'm FayWhat, on behalf of the FayWhat Show, wishing you a spooky, sexy, and safe Halloween. Now, go find something tight. Go find your lashes or find a wiener.
I'm
like
a wiener.
Jamal. Take a bite out of a wiener. Halloween is special, isn't it? I mean,
Suck it really well.
if you eat Jamal's hot dog, you have to take the wiener out first, then the bread last. That is my Halloween advice to you, all right? Happy Halloween from the wiener and your sexy nurse and the FayWhat Show. That's the FayWhat Show. I hope that you had fun. Thank you so much to Jamal Starks, my wiener. Well, that was weird. See, everybody always thought I had a wiener, right? And like, so now I understand. You're my wiener. That's fine. I'm just saying, my wiener's big.
Yeah.
I always thought my wiener was black too, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I love that.
Yep, very caramel, it's very Puerto Rican of
Very-
you.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Thank you so much to Michael Tronn for, oh, my little thing is crooked, but it's okay. Let me see. Can I fix it? Yeah, I fixed it. There it is. All right. Thank you so much to Michael Tronn from Timber and Ultimate Club Kid for being in bed with me today. Oh, that was so awesome to like, just imagine that Macaulay Culkin movie and then see him here and like all of that. That was a lot. Okay. So make sure you go and head on over to Timber and check out their, his new incredible restaurant, there by Las Olas. So folks, you know, happy Halloween and please be careful. And, you know, I'm really passionate about trying to connect the L and the G in our LGBTQ plus community. Sometimes it's hard for us girls, but if we believe we are one strong community, then we must connect all the letters of our LGBT and Q plus. We open with a nod to Mary Tyler Moore and That Girl's Marlo Thomas. This show is dedicated to a strong LGBTQ plus community. I just encourage you to be a little bit kinder, a little bit funnier, and to embrace our tremendous diversity because it really is what makes us so damn strong. Until then, make sure you follow me on all social media outlets, Facebook, IG, Blue Sky, TikTok, and YouTube. Follow FayWhat. Until next Tuesday at 9 a.m. live or anytime on demand. I'm FayWhat. Ooh, let me do it again. I'm FayWhat. I'm still FayWhat, all right? And I am #thatgirl. I wish you a week full of sunshine and rainbows. Please consider fostering or adopting a pet in need. Love you. Stay gay.
Rainbows, gay boys, #thatgirl. Sunbeams, drag queens, L-word is that girl, the girl of all our dreams. She's everything that every girl should be. Aqua, South Beach, #thatgirl. Pride-filled, tea-dance, Wilton is that girl, Latina, but she's universal too.